Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the dark side of the podcast, the live stream edition. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. And joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How you doing tonight, Belle?
You know what? It's throwing me off a little bit because, yeah, your intro there was not nearly as enthusiastic as it normally is.
You
How
know,
are you tonight, Scott?
I've been scalping all day, and I don't know if you've ever tried to do. From 4 a.m. to like an hour ago, I've been in pure scalp mode, and I don't know if you've ever tried to do that. It just sucks the life. Just sucks the life out of you. Here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo, it's no longer acceptable. Time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And speaking of scalp, we've been lucking out on these because I'm just a very, very lucky kind of guy, I guess. And we're two for two or 3 for 3 on the last live streams because nobody tips us anymore. So we try to go in for short. It's entertaining and educational. But I'm due to get wrecked on one of these, so we figured tonight we're gonna go ahead and get wrecked. Now I'm gonna be going in on a cash again, just because the volume is still way up on this token, and there's still a lot of energy around this token, even though. Now that the price has come down a little bit, a lot of the influencers are stepping away from it and all that. But I'm doing this in the hopes that overseas, because we're just now getting into Asia, is going to wake up and see where it's at, see that it's down. And I'm kind of hoping that they'll make a couple buys behind me. So we're just going to go ahead and make these swaps. Now, I'm going with Atom because, my God, I can't wait to get out of Atom. I mean, I'm just done with it. This thing, I'll show you the wallet here in a second, guys. How much? What do we need here? 150, 200, 250. God, this thing is wrecked now. 350. Yeah, 350. So we're gonna we'll make 2 little buys here to try to keep our slippage down, and we're dumping the Atom to pick up the cash. And if the Atom is still down by the time I'm done with this one, then when we recover the cash, because I'm going to liquidate this in an hour, whatever it is in an hour, we're out, we're gone. But it'll probably end up going to USDC, man, because I just cannot keep doing this. It really occurred to me today when after an all-day scalp, all day, I was sitting here just, going at it. And I made maybe $500 or $600 because I'm trying to do this as anybody could do this. Meaning I think most people could probably come up with $5,000 or even just $500, and it's just a matter of percentage. I'll have an extra zero, but with the smaller volumes here, we're not going to really move needles. So I think anybody could really do this. But yeah, it's been a frightening amount of work. And in the same time that I made that $500, $600, $700 scalping, I just got wrecked on Atom. Just the Atom that I'm sitting there holding, this right here, in that same time frame went I'm on the wrong screen. The same time frame that I was making the cash making the money, I was getting just destroyed right here. So I'm like, how much longer am I going to keep holding on to this? How much longer am I going to keep enduring? Don't you worry. We're building, in bear markets, builders build and investors just take it, get bent over nicely. And we're supposed to smile and say, thank you, sir. May I have another? How long are we supposed to do this? Before you just say, all right, enough. That's enough. Now, I've been in Atom for a long, long time, man. I mean, up, down. I've put this thing to work, but it's been at least the last 4 or 5 months that it has purely been a currency to me. I mean, that's it, because for all intents and purposes, that's all it is. It's a currency. All right, it doesn't do anything. Well, I see, yes, and it's gonna come up, and yeah, you know what? No, all right, whatever you think that's gonna do, it's not gonna do. It's simply not. And it's this close right now to getting flipped by H bar. So H bar is about to flip it on for market cap, and I just I want to support development, guys, but I mean, Jesus, how much of this am I supposed to take? That's a 180-day chart on Atom. How often do I come on this and just laugh at people who are holding tokens this long, who are just watching this thing bleed? I'm at half of what it was. And how long have I been sitting here mocking people? How can you not see this? How can you? Yeah. And then I'm doing it. And it's like, all right, enough's enough. Now, I'm diversified. I mean, you guys see my wallet. You know I'm all over the board. I think my single largest holding of anything is Jackal. That's it. That's my single largest holding. And I'm not the largest. I don't know if I'm one of the largest Jackal holders, but I got to be way up there. I don't know. I'll ask Eric. Eric pays attention to all this stuff, so maybe he knows. But I can't continue to do this, man. I can't continue to work this hard, do this much, and if you ever tried a big long scalping session, it again, it sucks the life out of you, man. Look at me, I'm stuttering, I'm mumbling. This is what it does when you're getting into the micro and the macro. I gotta buy right now, I gotta sell right now, I gotta do yeah, and it just, and then you do all that, and it's like, yeah, but you're still down. I mean, that's it. That's where it comes down to. So for our update, that is where we're at right now. Now, I don't really particularly care about the price of the Bitcoin. The whole goal here is for us to scalp one total Bitcoin. So that is 5 days worth of work right there for 0.127203 Bitcoin. And baby, it ain't worth it. It is absolutely not worth it trying to do this on these smaller volumes and trying to do it as cost effectively as possible. Now, normally I wouldn't even be here, Ben. I'd be over on OX, and where the wild things live. That's where I'd be overdoing it, catching my 30-40% greater fool theory in effect and all that. That's where I'd be doing this, but. I'm trying to build this up as like this massive video series that we'll put out, meaning that I'll actually edit a video. I will give somebody, okay, here's 6 months it took us to get here. Get the buys, get the sells, combine them all into a single video, and then we'll just put that out. And that's what it's going to be called, is scalping a single Bitcoin, scalping to a Bitcoin. Work in progress. All right. Title is still a work in progress. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. And why all this was happening, you're still getting brutalized right here. I mean, Bitcoin's still taking everything out, and it just makes it double tough. And it's particularly tough to do it with any kind of Cosmos token because everything in Cosmos is tied into Atom. So even though you can see the volume on a token increasing, but the value continues to increase or decrease, even though nobody's selling, because it's paired up against Atom. It's paired against Osmo. And as these two animals just continue to bleed to irrelevancy, it's taking everything with it. It's taking all. We had Eric on Tuesday. He confirmed it. I mean, you got to take my word for it. Take his. But as these things continue to bleed, it's taking out everything. I mean, everything is just getting savaged on these. So as much as I want to try to continue this journey, Bill, I'm not sure if I can. I mean, it's turning into zero sum, and it's only been 5 days. I mean, it's only been 5 days that we've been doing this, and. Yeah, I mean, it's a step forward and a step and a half back every single time. I don't know what's going to recover, Adam, man. I don't care. I'm past it. I sit through the AMAs. I listen to everybody just talk. But there are very few useful chains out here. Akash, very useful chain. Jackal, very useful chain. I'm starting to get a little bit more interested in Archway. The problem is that Archway was in such a rush to launch that they didn't have anything to launch with. The only thing that they really launched with that was a functional product was pretty much Astrovault, a DEX. But they didn't launch with anything else. And if you take a look at that token, there's a reason I haven't touched this thing yet. As much as I like their idea, they're young, they got a lot of energy, as much as I like all of that, and I appreciate what they're doing. But what they're doing is here, man. That's a 30-day vision of Archway. That's where it was. I mean, we could blow it out, but it's not going to get a hell of a lot better. There you go. There's a high water mark, man. 17 cents. So it's bled 17 cents to 8. That's and it took them exactly 35 days to do it, to bleed off half the value of that token. 35 days. I mean, you're almost proud of that. It's Cosmos, man. You're almost proud. Anything that launches here is just gonna flatline, and it takes 30 days to do it. So I'm looking for any reason to buy Archway to get some recovery on this, simply to flip it. All right, that's it. Whatever they do have coming up, and they talk about it a lot. We got all these new projects. It's going to be great, new tools and NFTs and all that other fun stuff. But these are all 3 to 6 months away. What do you think Cosmos is going to look like 3 to 6 months from now? What is launching over here that you just can't wait to get your hands on? What new dApp is coming over here that you just cannot wait to put on your phone, with the exception of Amuse? Did you like that, Belle? Did you like that plug?
That was a very shameless plug. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud.
Because it's a very simple and easy to understand app. You put it on your phone, you drag your pictures in them, and they end up on Jackal. Look how easy that is, man. Something that people might actually want, something that people might actually use. But you're not seeing that out of anything else over here. So all I'm saying, man, is look, it's getting rough. All right, keep your be objective here. I guess that's all I'm saying. If you believe it's going to recover, that they're going to save it and everybody's going to figure it out, great, man. Go. But I'm a pragmatist, man, and I have to look at it when the situation changes this brutally. You got to look elsewhere. You didn't make a bad decision, just things, well, maybe a little bit, but well, yeah, I mean, you should have sold 6 months ago. That's all I got to say about that one. But as the situation changes, your perception of the market has to change. You can't be locked into a token simply that you can't see the path out of, simply because you've always had it. Now, that's a crypto thing, man. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I give you AMP. That is 100% a crypto thing, is that once we're locked into a position, we can't sell. There's so many of these bad, I don't know, man, what do you even call it, man, worldly wisdom that goes, well, you don't lose until you sell. No, you lost, all right? You did lose, because when you take that idea, well, you don't sell until you didn't lose until you sold, it becomes a time value of money kind of thing. And that's it. So even though it's down, can you see that? How about this? Do you see AMP getting back to 12 cents? Anybody? Show of hands. And everybody out here has been at least familiar with that token. All right. So, you didn't lose until you actually sell. That is true. But the dollar value is gone, man. So what do you think's going to happen here? So that's where, it's a good question. Do you see that they get back to 12 cents? I certainly don't. So using that and applying that, that's why Scott is going very, very, very heavily cash. I am just going to cash on most of these things. There are very few things out here that are actually holding a whole lot of interest for me anymore. Obviously, Jackal, man, but you guys know my position on that, because I understand, because I know the field. I understand data storage, and I understand data storage is something that anybody can use. Anybody can use. Right now, they don't have a lot of way for legacy people to use it yet, but that's coming. Hell, we're coming. Archway's pushing them real heavy right now. They're partnered up over there. So a lot of that good stuff. I see a lot of good stuff coming for that. But ultimately, it's not it's not some kind of weird DEX or some kind of econ or some kind of liquid staking or hyper liquid staking or whatever we're going to dream up next to try to squeeze a dime out of a nickel. It's data storage. And this is a universally accepted currency because everybody needs data storage. One of my oddballs, and again, I'm mixing it up, guys. Look, man, my brain is mush right now, so you're going to have to give me a little bit of license here. My oddball is still awry. It's not moving. I like that. If wait, do I look at this over? Well, I mean, right now it did, but everything else kind of went with it. But the nifty thing is that when you look at it over a period of a year, there's a reason why this is still the #1 longest running, steady, made more money on this token than I've made on anything else. Anything else over here in Cosmos. I've made more money in the last year on a ride chain, and it is still something that people just refuse to talk about. They either don't know it, don't like it, don't care, but hands down, it is still one of my most profitable LPs over a period of a year, and that includes all the liquidating of it that I did during this period here when somebody decided that this thing is worth $9.50 a token. Yeah, and I was going batshit. That was the same time that Fetch popped up to like 45 cents. I'm sure you guys remember the AI rush. It's crypto, and this is what happens here. But over the period of a year, nothing has performed as well as this. Nothing in the cosmos has performed as well as this, unless you want to talk about a cash. But again, you're talking about outsiders here, man. All right, we're not talking about dollar for dollar. I'm talking about something that has held its value steadily for a period of time, and nothing did it like Orion did. So, if you ever need to dust something off and you want to see some pretty very, very reasonable LPs, Orion's a real good place to look. All right, it was a very disjointed monologue, guys. I apologize. Told you, man. This is what day trading does to you. This is why I don't recommend it. It's going to make your brain mushy, and you're going to hate your life at the end of it. But you know what? It is kind of profitable. So please, Belle, carry on. Questions, comments, concerns. We got to get into Shade tonight. We got to get into, we got to take another look over on Astrovault. We got to look at Squid Router, Rango, everything. So what you got?
All right. So first comment coming in from Jack Sparrow right before the stream started, saying early for once, almost first.
Well done, sir. Congratulations. Thank you. Carry on, Belle.
That is kind of a record. Okay.
It
Fair
is.
Daddy. Yeah, Fair Daddy. Even sick, I couldn't miss my Scott and Bell.
People, usually it's the haters, man. Those are the guys who just can't miss me. The guys who just, what is that guy's name? Clayton's War. He always goes nuts, and he posts over there on the Osmo Reddit. Just hates me, loves to hate me, man. Can't get enough of me. I'm sure he's out there somewhere because he hangs on my every word. Brother, look, man. You ain't got to hate, man. All right. Send me some emails. We'll send some poetry to each other. Honestly, I think we got a love connection going here. And I've never really had a stalker, but that's kind of awesome. So I love what you got going on. Belle, carry on.
New type, OX, open exchange token?
No, that, no, I know which one you're talking about, man. No, it's just a separate DEX. I'll show it to you. Go ahead, Belle.
New type. Yeah, I've always loved Atom, but all their incentives that brought me in are now fading away. Us users are now always excluded from airdrops. 21-day locking period sucks butt, and so many power grabs.
Oh God, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. I had the screens flipped the wrong way. Yeah, man. It's a very dysfunctional chain now. But you got to remember, man. Look, they're not. I get it. We're all here for the tech. They're not here for the tech, man. They're here for the money. All right, they're here for the money. One of the best things that you can do with your life is become a top 10 Atom validator. That's one of the best things that you can do for your life. When you consider that Osmo is paying almost $400,000 a month to maintain their validator chain, what do you think Atom pays to maintain their validator chain? And the funny thing is that the price of the boxes, it's not that different from chain to chain to chain, man. It really isn't. So yeah, one of the best things that you could be is an Atom validator, but you're not here to make the world a better place or to keep the light. You're not doing any of that. You're here because you get paid to be here, and you get paid huge. I mean, just huge. So you can collect your tokens every single day. You can liquidate them, turn them into anything but Atom. And based on this chart right here over, sorry, 1 second. Based on this chart here over the last 6 months, as you guys have bled your users flat, seems to suggest that I'm right. And that this is exactly what you're doing. So, yeah, of course you guys are happy to keep this party going as long as you can, because you're the only ones who are profitable over here. Validators and infrastructure are the only things that are profitable over here. The things that are not profitable are investors. That's what's not profitable. Why do you think they keep going out and spending all this money on influencers? Why do you think they do that? Because the tech is so good? Because you just, if people only understood the tech, then they'd come flocking in. People don't care, all right? Your average investor doesn't care. They look at it and see, can I be profitable in this? If I can, I'll buy it. If I can, I won't, period. That's it. But they don't message to investors. They don't message to any of these people. They just try to get as many of them over here as they can, by hook or by crook, spilling whatever kind of bullshit that comes out of their mouth to get people over here, because the product of the cosmos is the cosmos investor. It's, like I said, very few things over here actually have any kind of good news. And we were going to make this a good stream tonight, Belle. We really were. But I'm sorry, every time I hit refresh and I see that atom going down, man, it just kind of grinds me. Carry on, Bell.
All right, skipping around just a little bit here. New type again. Debating moving most crypto bags into XMR. The chart looks stable. Year over year is 8.6 is down 8.6%. Thoughts on that, Scott?
I'm not personally in it. That's the kicker, man. I have a tendency, I only really talk about what I'm investing in. And it's not that I don't care about other ecosystems. It's just there's so many of them. And if I don't have any money in there, it'd be incredibly disingenuous of me to tell you how much I like something. I like it so much that I won't put money in it myself. You understand that? And so yeah, I just don't do it. Now, I'm not seeing it like that, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing by any means. I'm just saying that I'm not invested in it, so I would not be the best person to ask about that. Find your favorite influencer that you know actually owns some, that is investing in this, that wakes up with night sweats like the rest of us, and ask them to tell you, the path for that. It's just dude, I I can't, man. I can't. I've never done it before. I'm not going to start now. If I'm not invested in it, I'm simply not going to. I'm not going to talk about it. It's I don't know, man. Call it. That's our personal ethos. Bell, please carry on.
Jack Sparrow. So, Scott, thoughts about the shade news that they integrated MetaMask?
Yeah, they did, man. Now I've made a couple posts. Look, we got it right here. All right, Scott's way ahead of you. I'm actually in this Dex, so yes, I'm very very much interested in this and seeing what they got going on. I was just having a little discussion on our Discord with Marston, by the way. So Marston came over here and recommended Squid Router. Now, I've always used Rango, and I'm pretty sure they're just about the same thing. Any token to any token. This is fun though. Hang on. Let me get my MetaMask connected. Oh, my MetaMask is. Let me get my Kepler connected. 1 second. 1 second, guys. It's only so fast, so give me a moment here. I want to see if that thing is still bricked in there. Come on. It's waiting. You're going to see about $23 million show up there. There's a little bit of an Oracle error, but I like to see it. Oh, I think they might have got it fixed. Yeah, so they did do it over here, and you can see if you log in with your MetaMask, you can connect. It's going to ask you, you got to give chain permission and all that other stuff. But yeah, it does in fact work, and it does actually add it up for you here. So you can see that my MetaMask is connected right now. You can see the little bit of dust. Most of my Ethereum is sitting over on Arbitrum, by the way, just so you know. But I can only connect with Ethereum. I can't connect with Arbitrum. It's L2. Doesn't matter. And yeah, I do like it. I think it's kind of neat. I can bridge them in natively. The problem is right there. You guys see that fee? That fee is absolutely brutal because you are using that Axelar bridge, and that's where we started having the discussion. So if I wanted to do bridge over USDT, you can see I have some right there in my wallet, but if I wanted to bring it over, it's going to cost me $60 to bring it over there. Now, that's kind of a problem. Not for your big buyers, people moving $25,000, man, it's a tip. All right, it really is, man. It's like paying the bellhop or paying the valet. But this is going to keep smaller retail investors just 100% out of this because nobody's going to pay $60 to move 500. You're just not going to, man. What is that, about 12% to move that money? So you're simply not going to. Now, you do have some options, and that's what Marston was talking about, and that's what I was talking about here. But let's go ahead and see. I haven't tried this before over here, but it's a good question. So let's bring it up and see if it's actually possible. So if I wanted to bring this, I'm sure Secret's over here somewhere. Yeah, there's Secret. So if I wanted to bridge, let's say Ethereum. Nope, I don't want that. 1 second, guys. I got to change the from. So if we wanted to bridge Ethereum, ETH, which you can see I still have that same one. So if I wanted to bridge that ETH from there to Secret, let's see what that'll cost. Wow, that's not bad at all, Bell. Look, $1.44. I'm sorry, 1.44%. So I could actually bridge that same bit right there for about $3 to get it from Ethereum to Secret. because I got the MetaMask now. So I think that should work just fine. I'm not going to hit the button. I just kind of curious about it. But if we tried to do the same thing right over here on the app using their built-in bridge, yikes. I mean, you see the price of it, yourself. It's $60 damn every time they should go up there. Now, it does make me wonder, should I just make a video? Because I've made videos and we've done instructional videos and we've done step-by-steps and all that stuff, and nobody watches them. They just simply don't care. But it seems like that would be the right video to make, because you guys just saw it with your own eyes, man. We could do it here for about $1.50, or we could pay $60 to do it with the bridge that people are gonna see. You got to understand, man. Look, most of us we're all pretty well deep in DeFi. All right, we understand bridging, movement. We get all that. All right, but a lot of people aren't. All right, they simply are not. They are very, very DeFi ignorant. So when you start talking about bridges, they have no damn idea what they are, how they work, what the fees are, if there a better way. They just don't know. So I don't know, Bell. I'm kind of done with the educational videos, man. Nobody watches them. Nobody cares. And it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work making these. It costs me money to make them because I have to move tokens. I'm not going to give you an educational video without you actually seeing the transaction. Because, again, what maniac would do that? Yeah, just trust me, though, man. It's going to work just fine. I'm not going to do that. So, I don't know. We'll think about it. Good question. Bell, please carry on.
New type. Yeah, Rango and RVF, Rocket Exchange, are such great products.
Yeah, and again, they really are. Marston is the CTO, lead developer, super smart guy, young kid too, man. What is Marston now, man? What is he, about 14, 15 years old, something like that? I think I saw him.
I thought he finally hit the 12-year-old mark.
Did he do it? He had a mustache. He had a
did.
mustache now. So
He
yeah,
did have a little bit of a mustache going on, and yeah, he wore his bling. So
that mustache and that gold chain was fantastic. But I'll tell you what, man, when Marston pulls it out, he says, you should do it this way. I'm just like, you're right. I should do it that way. I'm not going to argue with the guy, man. He is, he knows this stuff, man. All right. He builds it. He built freaking Jackal. So I tend to stay in my wheel. I stay in my lane. I stay in my wheelhouse. I'm an investor. All right. I don't, whatever's under the hood makes it go. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But I don't need to know because Marston knows. So if he says you should do it this way, guess what? That's the way I should do it. But yeah, I mean, he came right out and he said, yeah, use Squid Router. And it looks like it's about the same thing. I'm sure if I connect it up, it would do about the same thing. So between Squid Router and Rango Exchange, it seems like they do the same thing. But a lot of it breaks down when you're looking at dexes, particularly a dex like Shade. A lot of it's always going to break down and do the same thing, man. Now, why are you paying money to get money over there? What are you going to do with it when you get it there? Now, I understand, we're just going to push money in here and we're going to provide liquidity and everybody's going to come and, it's all going to be great. But the idea behind providing liquidity is that you're providing a service for people who don't have Ethereum but that would like to buy some. Now, who's running to Secret Network and Shade to buy Ethereum? I mean, who's running out here saying, finally, I can get native Ethereum over here? I mean, who's saying that? So I have a problem with it. I really do. I don't see the purpose of pulling money out of a place with such deep liquidity and moving it over to a place with such low liquidity. I mean, it's basically exposure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love what they did. I love that they did it because up until the fact Shay did it, up until now, the only other people who did this was SifChain. Remember them, Bell? Remember SifChain? You familiar with SifChain?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Peggy Bridge? They
Yep.
Peggy Bridge, man. Best bridge that's ever been built in crypto was the Peggy Bridge. It belonged to SifChain. God, I don't even know if that thing's open source. If it was open source, I'd say, why are you guys building anything, man? Just use the Peggy Bridge. It's right there. You could probably buy it from SifChain for about $8. I mean, there's nothing left. That thing is just meaningless dust right now. Yeah. So I love that they did it. All right. Don't get me wrong, man, from a tech standpoint. But again, I'm not the tech guy. I'm the investor guy. And the investor guy in me is going to ask, why am I doing it? Why am I paying this and bridging and opening up and all that other good stuff? you meaning introducing points of vulnerability in my money to do what with it? Because I don't see a lot of people rushing out there to suddenly buy Ethereum. I mean, I'm not seeing it from that. I love the tech idea. I love that they did it. It's wonderful. I haven't made any transfers yet, but I will. And but then I got to figure out the why of it. Why am I doing that? Shade's a good dex. Don't get me wrong, it's a great dex, but it is a troglodyte dex. I mean, there very little, not a lot of tokens over there. Low liquidity is not exactly booming. It's a tough dex. It's wonderful that any action that I do over there is private. Nobody can see it. I say it private, Bell, as if I'm not recording all this shit and putting it out on YouTube. I'm like, I'm a big fan of privacy. Here's my video. Here are my wallet addresses. That's by choice, guys. All right, that's by choice. But any action that happens over there, it is private. Everything's private. They're all, BEP until they leave the exchange. So I think that it's neat from the privacy element, but I just don't think a lot of people care. I just don't think the average crypto investor cares. And that makes it, it makes it a little bit tough for me to invest real heavily over there. The only, I'm not even super heavy over here. I think the biggest single pool that I have over here is probably this one, Silk Wrap Bitcoin. Wrong wallet is up there. I got about 50 grand in that. I'll just leave it there. I can't because I'm on MetaMask now, so I can't see anything behind my Kepler. Let's see if that, no, I got to sign out of that. Let me see if it'll actually show back up and refresh. There you go. 46,000. That's it. 46. Oh, Bitcoin. I lost another 5 grand sitting in that wallet too, or sitting in that little thing right there. But the good news is that I earned $20 a day on it. So when you take a $5,000 loss over a period of 2 days, just know that tomorrow you'll have back $23. $23. That's what you're going to have back. I'm unbonding all of this, by the way. I am out of the LP business, man, at least in the Cosmos. I cannot continue to support these things. It is brutal. I'm losing all my money, and I just it was neat. It was fun, man, but they lost their way. Anyway, Belle, please carry on.
New type, are you hearing rumors that Starknet is moving Tendermint?
I've heard the rumor. I can't comment on it, dude. It's not like anybody reaches out to me anyway. So no, I can't really comment on that. Or I've heard the rumor the same as you've heard the rumor. I have no inside knowledge on that. Belle, carry on.
That was actually the last one for the moment.
Yeah, because we're beat up. How many people we got watching us right now, Belle?
We've got 9.
9 people. So yeah, guys, look, man, we've been trying, but I want to say that we might be up against it here. We've constantly been bleeding people forever and ever. I understand I'm not a terribly likable person, but the market is the market is tough right now. People are disjointed and beat up, and as much as we'd like to keep this going, it costs us money to do this. It literally costs us money to continue making YouTube videos and putting this up. It's my time. All right. It takes time for us to do this. And yeah, so we might be, Belle and I have been entertaining, maybe calling it quits. Not really quits, moving on to something else. I don't mind playing to empty rooms. We've been doing it forever and ever, but it's tough, man, when you actually had, a room and then you lose the room. And it gets a little bit disheartening after a while. So you will likely be seeing us a little bit less and less, and then a little bit less, and then a little bit less, and a little bit less, to the point where we're all kind of didn't they used to have a YouTube channel? Yeah, I think they did. I don't know what they're doing now. John Kim, the big amp guy, he does cooking videos. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll change over and start doing cooking videos or something like that.
Yeah, that'll be all me.
It's something to keep it going. Let me refresh and see if I'm getting beat up on the cash. Why, yes, guys, and to put more salt on the wound, we're down $103 in 34 minutes on a cash because it happens just that quick. This is it. Asia's done with this thing. Everybody else is done with this thing. It was neat. It was fun, and we made a bunch of money on it, and it was great. But now the longer I'm going to be holding this stuff, it really went into kind of vicious scalp mode on this right now, meaning that I will no longer take the risk. It was neat. It was fun. In fact, I'm going to liquidate this right now, Belle. I don't want to eat any more of this stuff here. No other questions? No comments? No anything?
Joshua Knight just chimed in and says, Bella looks amazing tonight. Thank you, Joshua. That's so sweet.
Bella always looks amazing. And yeah, there we go. Hang on. Let me see if I can make this thing come up. I'm dumping this stuff now. Like I said, it was neat. It was fun. But the ride is more or less over on this stuff here. We'll put it back into the Atom because it's not like I held it for a really, really long time, 54. So grand total with the gas in 30 minutes, we lost $158. So that's how quick scalping can go for you sometimes. I had no interest in making this trade, by the way. We've been pretty steady doing it. And the only reason I do this, just to be honest with you guys, the only reason that I do this or do this at all is so that you are aware that I am, in fact, a crypto investor. We don't just come up here and tell you what you should do or should not do. We're not those kind of jagoffs. We're actual crypto investors, and it just seems like it might give me a little bit more authenticity if you see me making the trades and all that. But again, it seems like the moment is more or less past for us, Bell. So I don't know. What do you want to do? You want to go off and do politics or something like that?
Well, we started out doing politics, and had a much smaller crowd there than we do now. So we'll talk. We'll talk.
Maybe we'll do a cooking show or something like that, or just take a break. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll do something.
Well, we do have ideas.
Well, I mean, it's clear I'm not feeling it tonight. I don't know if you can tell. This again, man, scalping all damn day makes your brain mushy, and it's hard to go from scalping all day to a successful live stream unless I was actually showing you guys, go just do it live all day. Just sit there and scalp live all day. Nobody would stick around for that though. That would be rough. All right, carry on, Belle. We're not taking any breaks tonight. We're just going straight through.
So, Fair Daddy, but I'm here.
Okay. And it's, dude, you can just text me. All right. You can pick it up the phone and call me. I'll tell you what's on my mind. Carry on, Belle.
All right. Stephen Douglas, remember that research I sent you that showed how far all the top YouTubers fall way down in viewership when the market's down? It's not just the podcasts. It's everybody.
Oh, no. And I get that, man. But I can't even get the podcast guys. I mean, we can't even get the podcast guys back. No, I understand it's bad, man. I do. And then people get disheartened, man. They get beat up. This is the cycle. There's a reason that this is tattooed on my arm, just in case you've never seen it. Can you read those words right there? This too shall pass. I've been investing in one market or another. Jesus, like for as long as I've been allowed to, I've been investing in one market or another. And I do understand that this too shall pass. But for new investors, particularly people that are over in the crypto world right now, man, they lock into really, really silly things, really, really just silly ideas. And right now, I mean, the silliest to me, the one that is still going around, but is universally accepted is that, well, we're in a bear, but just wait for the bull. Everything's going to change when we get to the bull. Everybody knows that the bull's going to be coming back. Everybody knows. This is actual propaganda. I mean, that's the rule of unanimity right there. There's 5 rules to propaganda. Google them. Make it your friend. I certainly know them. But all of that is done because people simply have no fundamental understanding of what crypto is, what crypto does, how it works, why it should work. They have no business sense, very, very little business sense. They just see it as a gigantic slot machine. And how are you supposed to compete against that fundamentally when people just simply do not understand or they really, really don't care? So you're, of course, are going to get things like, well, just wait for the bull. You got to hold, got to buy, got to believe, you don't lose until you sell. All this other just absolutely inane, stupid horse shit that gets dumped on new investors and particularly investors who are down and who are really, really beat up emotionally. So you got these guys that are going to sweep on top of them, man, like fucking vultures, just going to jump a hold of them, and they're going to, they're going to drill it into them. You got to hold, you got to buy, you got to believe. You guys remember that Dogecoin was almost 80 cents, right? You guys remember that? Almost 80 cents. And nobody sold. Well, somebody sold, but your diehards, man, your buy, hold, believe. Don't worry, it's going to go to $30. Those guys watched that shit go from 80 cents to 6, and they felt great about it. They were happy about it. It's a culture. Crypto is a culture, and the culture seems to be psychic money. Now, if you don't know that term, do yourself a favor. You should really look that one up. It's important. Psychic money is just what is happening right now. The entire market it's kind of there's a psychic money phenomenon that's happening right now. And all that means is that you're going to be satisfied whether that thing moves up or down because at least it's moving. At least it's interesting. At least something is happening. The worst thing that can ever happen is what you're looking at right here. Hang on, we'll show you the Bitcoin chart, guys. We'll make this educational if you want. This is the worst thing that could happen to crypto, is actually sitting right there. Now, this is back from, you know what, let's take it all the way back. I like the big hour chart. That makes it a lot more interesting. That's this. This is one of the worst things that can happen to crypto, and that will continue to happen to crypto, is Bitcoin and the big dogs running absolutely flat. There's no interest. All right, people don't know. Velocity of money is very, very slow because most of the people who are investing in this don't understand what velocity of money is, what it means, how it applies, how you can leverage it. They don't know any of these things because they've never even heard the terms. Because the people who are representing the face of crypto don't know the damn terms. They have no idea. But this is what you're up against. So they get people in, they keep them in, they suck them dry. They just absolutely bail out on them when it gets bad. And they just do this number because they've never been invested in crypto, because for them, it doesn't matter, man. It's just a hustle. And whether it's John Kim, who was pushing AMP, he was just the godfather of AMP. Oh, my God, I know Tyler. We've shaken hands. We take long showers together. We wash each other's backs. It's wonderful. And they were all over this guy when the token was going up. And then when the token went down, he just bailed. I mean, that was it. He just, oh, no, I was wrong. He kept missing all of his price projections, all these dumbass price, quarter by November, guarantee it. And he just absolutely faded out. And now he's back. Now that the token is damn near bottomed out, now he's back, and people are sitting there clapping him on the back. They want to take showers with him. He just moves back in as if none of the last 18 months happened. That's crypto. All right, that's the mindset of this. So where I'm approaching crypto is the way I have to pragmatically do it right now, which means me scalping the ever-loving shit out of anybody who will let me scalp them. It's for anybody who lost control of their token, for me to swoop in there and make a profit on it and then dump it again. Because this is the market condition. This is what you've created. Now, I do all of this to get into my long tokens. Jackal, you know, and honestly, if we're going to be wrapping up the entire podcast, Bell, I don't think it's wrong for me to go ahead and talk it up a little bit. There's no better investment right now. Simply, hands down, there is absolutely no better investment than Jackal Protocol right now. And I don't care. Look, man, we're recorded. All right, we go live. We don't take down videos. In my humble opinion, there's no better investment in crypto right now. The only reason that I cannot purchase more is due to my own discipline of not being heavy, or of diversifying my crypto, diversifying my holdings. That's just, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm telling you, if you don't diversify, it's just a matter of time. All right, just a matter of time. One big hit, you're out. I know, because I've done it 3 times. I've zeroed out 3 times in my life. You got to learn, man, all right? Nobody taught me, all right? You had to do it by yourself and figure it out. But, yeah, I don't think there's a better investment in crypto right now, than Jackal. Now, I was listening to their AMA today, and I actually heard Eric jumped on there. Eric, if you're listening, I'm sorry, man, but I got to mention it. One of his selling points was just look at the market cap of Filecoin, and Jackal's better. All right, look, don't do that. All right, don't do that, because you're comparing apples and Pontiacs. All right, they're not even close to the same thing. Aside from the fact that they're both data storage, but nobody talks like that anymore. People don't do it. They stopped doing that about a year ago, saying comparing market caps, because you can't, man. There's too many variables that'll go into a market cap to say that just because this one does something similar to this one, it should have a similar market cap. There's no truth to that whatsoever. I think it's a terrible selling point. No, I would look at it and say, what can it do, and the potential of the product itself. Now, in this case, yes, I absolutely see that potential. I just cannot get any heavier into it. And honestly, man, the trading volume is down so much anymore, probably because I'm stopped buying it. Not that I don't like it. I know how this one is going to go. How much time we got? We got 15 minutes. I could talk about it the whole damn way. I know how this one is going to go, because we've seen it before. We've been here before, and particularly with a company that's coming out of the dregs, and that's what they are. Jackal lost control of their token. They did it from two different ways, two different things that they were just absolute bricks, and almost they were almost unrecoverable. The first one was, of course, the storage module. When the chain went live, the storage module was supposed to go live about 3 days later, and it didn't. Thank you, Jacob Gadigan. So how long did it take that storage module to get live, Bella? It was almost a year, wasn't it? I mean, they had to rewrite
Yeah,
everything. They had to rebuild
about 7, 8 months. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a long time.
So that whole time that you had a token live, that did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, it was in the Cosmos. It was in a good place, high APRs. Emory was one of the first people to come up with that 2,000% APR stuff, because they wanted to get liquidity out there. You need liquidity for a product that uses the liquidity to pay for the product. But yeah, he was one of the first ones that got out there. But the entire time that was going, there was nothing to spend it on. It was literally a crypto. So it went through the Cosmos crypto cycle, which is a big up and then a big down all the way to nothing. And then the storage module went live. And then they got a nice little uptick pickup. It hit almost 40, 41 cents. And then the exploits started happening. Now, they've come clean in all of that. They're something that they did not foresee. Storage providers were able to be gamed, and they were. They were paying basically 56,000 some tokens were going out every single day, going to exploiters who were just dumping them on their heads, dumping them on my head, dumping them on all of our heads. So we all got just pretty well wrecked from that. I mean, it was tough. Now, the polls have been plugged. Consensus Sphere is live now. This is kind of changing up everything. I mean, it's changing up everything, and they're finally getting a little bit smarter on their tokenomics. I know that the staking percentage is down, which it should be. I would have cut it to about 3%. You don't like it, don't stake. All right. There's no risk of a 52% attack on this network right now. So if you don't like it, don't stake. That's where I'd be. But you have to cut the emissions. You have to cut them to the bone right now, because you have to recover from 2 previous big ass errors. All right. And these were monstrous. So I would have went a hell of a lot harder. But you've got to cut emissions, and it seems like they are. So the staking percentage seems to be down. I can't confirm or deny that. But between that and they're actually going to value base the storage providers, that means there is no fixed amount that's going to be going out every single day. They're going to pay out amount based on the amount of data that is being stored on the network. This is where it should be. This is what you should be doing. So they're going to fix it up, or they are fixing it up. The first 2 shots have already been laid out. And now after that, it's just a matter of getting the word out, getting consumer apps, getting the business apps, getting all that other stuff. And you're not trying to sell some wildly esoteric product. You're trying to sell data storage. That we will give you a terabyte of hot data storage for $8 a month with no ingress or egress charges. Most people don't ask this. They don't understand it. It's a thing, but it's a big goddamn thing. Because for a comparable product on Amazon Web Services or Microsoft or Facebook or Google, anything, it's $42 a month for a comparable product. They're doing it for $8. So because of that, I see the value capture. I see that this is something that could be wildly leveraged. And at that time, if you got the emissions of the token under control, then the value of the token is going to be driven by usage. I see a huge use for data storage. How many of you use, iCloud? How many people use iCloud? You can put your hands up. I know most people do. These guys are going to hook you up in Amuse. Our very own app is going to hook you up with a terabyte of storage for $8 a month. What do you pay for iCloud? A lot more. I know, because we've priced it out ourselves. So with all of that, yes, I see this thing being a monstrously, tremendously good investment. Now, I wouldn't get into it right now. That's not the way crypto works. You're not going to get into it, or people are not going to get into it, or they're not even going to get interested in it until it 2x's, 3x's, 4x's, until it gets to 7, 8 cents, until the influencers start picking up on it, and all of a sudden they've been a big fan of it the entire time, even though they've never said a word about it. But this is crypto, and this is how it works. Now, the funny thing about all this is that the market cap is so low. All it needs is one little thing. They need one customer. They get one customer, and that market cap 3x's, that token 3x's, and then all of a sudden everybody's interested in it. All of a sudden now, oh my God, how did you miss this? How did everybody miss this? I've been talking about it forever and ever. That's what they'll say. They'll dig up a tweet where they might have mentioned it like 18 months ago, and they'll say, see, I was talking about Jackal. You didn't say shit about it. All you said was that this exists. But this is the cycle, man, and this is the way it works. Kajira pays influencers. Adam pays influencers. Most of these people pay influencers. This is one of the funny ones that'll be organic, and it'll just happen when the token spikes. And I believe it will. I know it will. Like I said, I know the path. I know this one. I'm good on it. Now, I'm not advising you to invest in it. The best thing you could do if you've never touched Jackal is don't touch Jackal. All right, stay out. You don't want this. All right, this is gonna be a ride, man. I'm all about it. I like good rides. The only thing that disappoints me about Jackal right now is the fact that I can't scalp it. I can't, man. It's cutting my own nuts off. All right, I own millions of these damn tokens, so me scalping it, trying to pull $800-900 a day out of it, scalping, just going nuts, forcing price action, all that shit. It does me no good whatsoever, because all I'm doing is devaluing the other stuff that I might have, and I don't really want to do that. Yeah, so that's the disappointing thing about this. But if there are other me's out there, and I know there are, they're going to be scalping the hell out of this one. It's going to be, it's going to be a real interesting ride. Anyway, guys, that was a little bit coming clean. Belle, do we got any questions, comments?
New type, at least give us a video a month to give us updates on how you guys are doing and what projects you're liking.
Oh, I'll keep sending them out to the Patreon, man. Those are just my money, brain enema videos. I like kicking those things out. YouTube is heartless, man. It is absolutely heartless. It is brutal, and it's negative. Everything over here is just incredibly negative, and I don't need this, man. That's it. We're not going away tomorrow, but yes, we are going to probably be inching our way out of this. Go ahead, Belle.
Jaro, greetings from Poland. You are one of the better Cosmos channels right now. I'm an investor myself, and I will admit that I lost 200K in an e-money project. The entire Cosmos ecosystem is based on validators that only drop worthless tokens.
Exactly right, sir. Round of applause. I am so sorry about your e-money thing, man. It was kind of funny. It was, we actually made some videos about this. What was it, Belle? I don't know, 6-7 months ago. E-money started putting up trading pairs with everything, basically over on Osmo with these insanely high APRs. And we made videos, and we were ringing the bell. It's like, this is their way of sucking any bit of liquidity they can back out before they go down. Yeah, that's Cosmos in a nutshell, man. There are some good chains over here, sir, from Poland. There are a couple good ones. Look at Jackal, look at Akash, and keep Archway on your radar. I'm not saying buy that token. I was one of the first people to say, stay the fuck away from this, man. You got to let the hype die down here. But keep an eye on them. That's all I'm going to say is keep an eye on Archway, but Jackal is my number one. Akash, I already, 5-6x'd it, so it's a scalping play for me right now. But it's also a good solid utility chain, so keep an eye on that one. Kudos to an extent, even though they lost control of their token. And there's one more that I've been interested in lately. I'm not going to talk about it, because I don't want to influence anyone. But there's one other one that I've been interested in lately. And if you watch the Patreon, you might pick up on some of those. So, sir, I feel your pain. I do. This is the Cosmos, man, in a nutshell. This is it, man. The Cosmos exists to support validators who put out are just you do not need this many L1s out here. You could probably handle the entire volume, the entire Cosmos volume, every transaction that's happening. You could probably handle it all with 1 or 2 L1s. Would be more than enough to support everything. And think about how much money would still be in the Cosmos if it wasn't being paid out to validators who are just absolutely raping you on these things. And yes, that's right. I said it. Belle, please carry on.
All right, Stephen Douglas, 2 questions. What items other than ammo do you accumulate? And with that killer shop and your metallurgical skills, do you load your own ammo?
I do not load my own ammo. I overbuy ammo. That's it, man. That's all I do. it's a skill that I wish I had. But I have so damn many hobbies, man. I don't really want to get into reloading, and I have money, so I just either and I I don't want to fire reloaded ammunition. I don't know if that's weird, man, but I don't want to fire homemade ammunition. I'd rather get some good factory ammo or some good matched ammo. That's usually what I'm looking for. Is anything that's match grade ammo, man. I'll scoop it. Well, how many you got? How many boxes you got? You got 85 box. I'll take them all. Give me them all. So no, I tend to buy mine. Ammo is my number one thing, man. I'll tell you what. If yeah, if it came to, I have a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, a little bit of copper, precious metals, same as any other knucklehead like me. But no, man, my safes are full of bullets. I mean, that's it. Bell, carry on.
All right, Crypt 2, what do you think about ACH now? It is past your expectations, I guess. Good luck.
What do I think about ACH? ACH is a on ramp. That's really what it is, man. Now I understand that they're trying to do some of the off ramps, and I've tried to utilize it. I assume we're talking about Alchemy Pay here. I've tried to use some of their off ramps, man, and those things are almost impossible. If they work at all, they are ridiculously hard to use. There's entirely too much KYC. From the token perspective, let's take a look. Well, there's 180 day, man. Does that look familiar to anybody? That's 4 cents to point 0.013. So is it exceeded my expectations in the fact that it's still here? Maybe, but as far as all the rest of it, like I said, it's neat. They got some visibility. They do some advertising and stuff like that. But what are you really doing here, man? You're getting people into crypto, and new people who are coming into crypto are just food for the people who are already here. I don't even talk to anybody else about it. You got to get into crypto. I don't even talk to people about it anymore. Man, you are not doing them any favors. This is a savage market right now that is trying to pull everything into them that they can. I mean, that's it. Belle, please carry on.
That was actually the last one for the moment.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're just about coming to the end of it anyway. I wasn't exactly a high energy stream. We are not live. What is tonight, Belle? Thursday?
Yeah, tonight's
Okay.
Thursday.
Yeah, we're not live tomorrow. Saturday is going to be maybe. I like doing the Saturday streams. I like doing those, but I think our days of dressing up and looking our best and all that stuff, I think that might be past us. It might be time for some ball caps and T-shirts and just some fucking around. I don't know. We'll discuss that as well. But yeah, maybe Saturday. Probably Saturday. Friday is a no-go. Belle is going over and doing her Survival Circle radio network, so she'll be over there doing that. And yeah, that's about it. So, guys, consider this my outro for the evening. Hope everybody had a very, very extremely profitable crypto day. You probably didn't. But that's it. Belle, talk us up. Take us out of here. Okay,
last minute question that just came in from Rita Aguilar. What do you think about DOT? Can you answer me, please?
What do I think about DOT? I own just enough DOT to be able to talk about it. And actually, it's kind of wrapped in bridge DOT. I like Polkadot. I do. You're talking about another big ecosystem and all that stuff, man. But it is so laced in finance that there's just not a lot of unique over there. That's probably the one hang up that I would have with DOT. A lot more liquidity though. That's kind of the kicker, man. And if you're doing what I do, if you're into day trading mode, if that's what you're stuck doing right now, you got to go where the liquidity is, and it's really not in the cosmos anymore. So hope that answered the question. Belle, talk us up, take us out of here. Had a wonderful time, guys.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you throw out at us. They do make us think and they do keep us on our toes. Now, again, we are not going to be on tomorrow night. We will be back on Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard. If in between now and Saturday you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to shoot Scott or myself an email, scott@thepodcast.com or bella@thepodcast.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, we can't say thank you enough, and we'll see you guys on Saturday.
we are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current